Hello, my crafty friends. Welcome back to Cardz TV, and welcome to Wayne's Wednesday Mystery Card Challenge. I give my husband Wayne my 2 books of sketches and a pile of random scrap papers, and he picks 1 sketch and 3 papers. He puts them in this envelope, and I have not seen them. And I will open this envelope with all of you, and we'll see what's in here, and then I have to make a card out of it. So far, we've been doing pretty good, but I know he's going to get me stumped one of these times. So we're going to get all this moved out of the way, and we're going to see what's in this mystery card envelope. Are y'all ready to open the envelope? Okay. Let's see what I've got to work with this week. Wayne has been doing a really good job of picking sketches and papers, so here we go. Oh, pink and green. That looks interesting. And butterflies. Oh, gosh. Wayne, you did great. I love this. I love it, love it, love it. We got some daisies and some butterflies. This pretty little pink and white polka dot. And this beautiful diagonal check. Let's see if they're double-sided. Yes, and we also have some green. No. No. So we've got 1 double-sided paper. So we'll have an additional color of that pretty green. Oh, and our sketch, number 8, one of my favorites. I say that every time, don't I? Well, some of them I like better than others, and this one I do like a lot. Okay, guys, I'm going to go through my cardstock and decide on a focal point, and we're going to put this card together and see how it comes out. Okay, y'all, I think I figured out what I'm going to do. Now, you can see I've cut some papers. We've still got all these scraps left for 1 or maybe 2 bonus cards today. We'll see. And you know I used my favorite scalloped rectangle mat. Y'all knew I was going to use it, didn't you? It's my favorite. And this is 4 1/8 by 5 3/8. So I've cut that out of this. It's not a dark teal. It's a little darker than a medium teal. But I cut the scalloped rectangle out of that. So because I've got the 4 1/8 by 5 3/8, the next mat should be 4 by 5 1/4. But because I'm using these papers right here, I needed the green, which is on the back of the diagonal check. So instead of using a whole piece of 4 by 5 1/4, I cut this piece separate, and I had to adjust the sizes. So our first mat is just like on the sketch. It's 1.5 inches, but instead of 5 1/4, it's 5 inches. And then the back side of this diagonal plaid, see, is 1/2 inch by 5 inches. And normally, I would put a whole sheet of this 4 by 5 1/4. But like I said, I needed to conserve my paper because I needed that green. I cut this at 1 7/8 by 5 inches. And it's going to be hard for me to get it on here just right. So I've cut a piece of heavy copy paper, and this is 3 7/8 by 5 inches. And I'm going to put it on there first. I think it'll make it a lot easier for me to get it all put together. We'll just glue it to that piece of copy paper, and then I can move it over to my card base. So I'm going to grab my glue and start getting sticky And we'll come back and see what we're going to use for our focal point, which is going to go here on these rectangles. So, wonder what I'm going to do with these. I am not sure yet. This one is a puzzle right here. Well, that was so much easier putting it on that copy paper. I might keep doing that in the future. That really made it lots easier. Now I'll just put some glue on this and get this attached to my card. Wayne almost stumped me with this one. And throwing that pink in there. I don't know what I'm going to do with that. But we'll come up with something. We'll do a couple of bonus cards. Now, let's get this straight, Mary. Okay. That is looking pretty. I like that little bit of green in there. Now, we look over here. We have a shadow mat, which is 2.5 by 3.25. And then we have a white mat, which is 2.25 by 3. And what I've done for that, let me show y'all. Here's another one of my little Mother's Day gifts. Isn't that sweet? Now, these are silicone clear stamps. This is not an expensive set of stamps. But I've been fussing because I couldn't find any daisy stamps. So this is the solution. Or I didn't have any Dollar Tree daisy stickers, rather. And these, let's see, which one did I use? Okay, I used this one right here. And I also used Hello. And here's my little flower. And I fussy cut it, which was no trouble at all. That was so much fun to do that. Now, to color the leaves, I used my Spectrum Noir Tri-Blend markers, and I used Citrus Green, that's hard for me to say, Citrus Green Blend, and I used the light, the medium, and the dark. And then for the center of my daisy, I used the Gold Yellow Blend in the light. And for the petals of my daisy, I don't know if you can see, I just wanted some little shadows and highlights. So I used a Copic marker, and this is C3, Cool Gray, number 3. And I think it turned out very sweet. And I've got it on some foam tape. And here is my 2.5 by 3.25 inch mat, and it's that same paper we used for our scalloped rectangle. And for the white mat, this is where I put the Hello, and you can see it's got some little butterflies on here too. To me, this is the perfect stamp set. Daisies and butterflies. Can't go wrong. So I stamped a few of the little butterflies on there, and I colored them with my Tri-Blend markers, and this is the True Blue blend, and I only used the light for that because I was trying to match the butterflies right here, and it didn't come out quite right. I could not match the color, and I tried every blue marker I had, and this was the closest, this True Blue blend in light. So I put all that in the Misty and got that stamped. And these silicone stamps stamp pretty well, guys. I was surprised. I only had to stamp it once. So we're going to get this attached to this little mat. And I think I'm going to pop it up on some foam tape. And we're going to put it right there at a slight angle, just like in the sketch. Then we're going to put our little daisy over here. And like I said, the daisy's on some foam tape. And then we're going to come back and we're going to put some kind of sparkly embellishments on here. So let's go ahead and get all this done. There's a dark side and a lighter side. I'm using the lighter side. Okay, let me grab some foam tape. And we'll get this on the front. Okay, we'll take the backing off the foam tape on our daisy. And I think we're going to use some of those round jewel dazzles on here. Oh, I love daisies. They're so sweet. I think I'll put a little bit of glue right there just to get the end of that daisy down. Isn't that pretty, guys? I love that. And this was not hard at all to fussy cut. Sorry, I got out of the shot. I had to hold it up close to me, so I didn't want to get too much glue. Okay, let's pull these. What color? We've got these teal dazzles. That would be really pretty with this mat. Let me find that pokey tool. And I'm just going to use some small ones. Let's put a few down here in this corner. Yeah, that's beautiful. And one right over here. Somewhere. What do you think, guys? Is that enough, or should I put a few more? They're so tiny. I love the tiny ones the best. Now, if I do that, I'm going to have 4. And we have to have an odd number, right? We can't have 4. We have to have 5. Let's do it. Okay, we need one more. But where to put it? That is the question. We're going to put it there for right now. But the next time you see this card, it may not be there. It might get moved, and it might get taken off altogether. You never know. So, there we go, guys. That's our mystery card. And I love it. I think it turned out so sweet, so pretty. Now, what to do with this pink and with what I have left? This is double-sided, so I know I won't have any trouble using this. But I don't really care for this with the pink. Now, the green, yes. I love pink and green together. And I love this paper. This strip doesn't really have much on there that I could use. So, I don't know that I'll be using this little piece. This piece, I've got some ideas for this one. So I'm going to grab a couple of card bases just in case we get 2 bonus cards. And I'm going to go through my sketches and see what I can come up with to use the rest of these scraps for at least one bonus card. Maybe we'll do 2. So I'll be right back. Okay, guys, I decided to use Cardz TV Sketch number 30 for our bonus card. I've made just a few little changes to the dimensions, but it's basically still the same sketch. And I'll give you the dimensions that are on the sketch and then what I actually have here, because I was working with a small amount of paper, so I had to adjust. Let me grab my ruler. Okay, the mat. Well, let's go with the card first. We have a white card base, which is 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. Now, our mat is supposed to be 3 3/4 by 5, but I did not have a piece of that pink and white that was that big. And after I measured and everything, I had this little piece left. So it wasn't wide enough. It was long enough, but not wide enough. So what I did, I think I took everything down by 1/4 inch. Let's see. This is supposed to be 3 3/4. It's 3 1/2. It's supposed to be 5 inches long. It is 4 3/4. So that's what I did. I took everything down 1/4 inch. Now I wanted to back it with this beautiful rose. I thought that would really make the pink stand out. So I've cut that at 3 5/8 by 4 7/8. So that's going to go behind the pink. See, we're still sticking to the same sketch. I've just had to adjust it because of the papers I had left. Now the border is supposed to be 1 1/4 by 4 1/4. So it is 1 inch by 4 inches. In keeping with that, everything is down by 1/4 inch. And I did the same thing with this little piece. Now I've already backed it. And you can see I stamped it with some more of those daisies. And I'm going to give y'all a link to this little set. It's a very inexpensive little set. It is silicone. And like I said, it's very inexpensive. But it's so cute. And it's so versatile. I just love that. And you could cut this out if you wanted to. But this time, I just stamped it on the white cardstock and colored it, and I think it turned out so cute. And then we've got all these other little daisies, plus the 3 butterflies and 2 sentiments. So like I said, I'll leave you a link down in the description box in case any of you are interested. So let me give you the dimensions on this. Now this mat is supposed to be 2 by 4, but the white mat I've cut at 1 3/4, so that's down 1/4 inch by 3 3/4. And I backed it with some more of that pretty rose-colored paper. And it is 1 7/8 by 3 7/8. And I've got this on some foam tape. I'm going to grab my glue, get this attached together, get that on the front, get my border on, and my little focal point, and we'll come back and put our sentiment on, and we're going to put some bling on this one too. Well, y'all, I am so sorry. I have to apologize. My allergies are so bad today. I've been coughing and sneezing, and I've had to turn the camera off and on. When I thought I was recording, finishing this card, I was not. I thought I was turning it on, and I was actually turning it off. So let me tell you what I did. I went ahead and got my background mats down and my little mat with my beautiful daisies. And I got the sentiment down. Then I took these beautiful pink dazzles in the small sizes. And let me bring the other card in too. And let me show you how I'm getting around that odd number rule. And I don't think I cheated. I don't think. You can see here, I was trying to keep it to an odd number. So I decided I would make these little clusters as 1. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's an odd number, right? 5. So I did the same thing with this little card. I've got these 2 clusters. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I did it again. So that finishes our bonus card. And let's look over here and see what we've got left of our scraps. And we've got enough left for another card. But the way I'm hacking my head off and sneezing, I don't dare chance filming anymore. So we are going to save these for Saturday's video. And we'll just add this on as a bonus card on Saturday. So you'll have to come back and see what I do with these scraps that we have left over. I just love this one with the daisies and the butterflies. And I like this one. And I like the other side, which is green. And I think I can come up with something kind of pretty. So come back and join me on Saturday. Well, what do y'all think about Wayne's choices today? I think he's done an outstanding job. Let's bring that card back in. Now he picked sketch number 8, and you'll find all the sketches over at my blog, cardstv.blogspot.com. There are 63 now, and they're all free to download. So you can hop on over there and download as many as you'd like, guys. So here is the card with the papers he picked. He picked all of these. This was double-sided. So he picked these and the pink, and this was the card we made for the mystery card challenge. Well, we had so many scraps left. I brought in sketch number 30 and made a bonus card. And I think it turned out so sweet and so pretty. And like I said, I'm going to give you a link to this little stamp set in case any of you are interested in it. It is not expensive at all, and it's so easy to work with and so sweet. You can't go wrong with daisies and butterflies. And plus you have hello and thanks on there. So I'm going to give you a link to that. It came from Amazon. Well, thank you all so very much for coming by today. I think Wayne did a wonderful job, and it was just so easy with the papers he picked for me. I just loved all of them, and I can't wait to take the rest of those scraps and make another bonus card for Saturday's video. Thanks again, guys, and remember, I love you all, God bless you all, and I will see you again soon on Saturday with another card, or 2 or 3 or 4. Bye now.